I'm going to start a small series focusing on some of my favourite vintage Star Wars figures. Today we're going to take a look at Ree-Yees from Return of the Jedi. Now I have really fond memories of Ree-Yees. I remember clearly picking this up as a kid, spending my pocket money on it and not really knowing what the character was. I'd seen Return of the Jedi and this was one figure that I didn't really remember being in the movie, but obviously it turns out he was. He was on Jabba's sail barge and in Jabba's palace. So I picked up this, and it was one that I absolutely loved. I played with it for sort of forever and a day. It was just a great figure for me, and it's one that I still love today. I picked up a carded version fairly recently just so that I could have the card artwork. This is the Jedi release of the figure and has 77 figures featured on the back of it. It's a great toy and one that I think doesn't get enough praise. The mould on it is fantastic. It's got nice amounts of detail all over the body, really sort of fine details on his jacket and his trousers, and the detailing on his sort of little stubby hands is amazing. I just always thought it was a great figure. It's one where Kenner made up a weapon. This weapon here, the gold sort of pronged gun, it is something that you've never seen in the film. It wasn't even in any of the sort of concept or behind the scenes artwork, so this was a Kenner's own design weapon, which it makes it a little bit odd, and he doesn't really hold it that well, but just because his hands are so chunky, so all you can do is have him hold it a bit like that. This is a great figure if you want to collect some variants, because there's one very easy variant to get of this. This figure here we have has got the back of the arms are painted and the hands are their plastic colour. There is a variation, which is this guy here, where this guy has the brown plastic for the arms, but his hands are painted pink. You can actually see it's a different shade of brown as well. The one on the right is sort of quite a brown colour. The guy on the left is a much more reddy hue, and you can find these fairly easily. That's a pretty sort of common figure, so finding the variation is not so hard. He does suffer from sort of paint rubs, this guy. His eyes seem particularly sort of easily scratched, and there's often paint missing on them. You can find them in reasonably good condition most of the time, but to find one without any chips on the eyes is pretty hard going. But anyway, this is just one of my favourite figures. I love the fact he's so chunky and so clearly an alien character, and it's just a great figure to have in the collection. I don't think the modern sculpts that they've done of him come anywhere near to this vintage sculpt. It just this does everything an action figure should. It's simple, it's bold, and it can be played with. Fantastic figure. So there you go, that's my first review of a vintage Star Wars figure, the Ree-Yees from Return of the Jedi, and thanks for watching.